famous new contraceptive pill.
What is a husband to do?
Talk to his wife.
Did I mention I'm married to your commanding officer?
Something wrong?
I just got a message from Dr. Billings.
What's he saying?
He says he needs to see me.
There's nothing keeping either of us here. We have to go to America, Jimmy. I'll meet you at the train station at 9. And don't forget to bring the case.
Lance Corporal Hobbs tried to steal my girlfriend, sir.
I really think Private Lomax needs to be kept under observation, Sergeant.
I'll be watching him very closely.
We gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get out of this place. Girl, there's a better life for me, and we gotta get out of this place. If it's the last thing we ever do, we gotta get out of this place.
A superior will never ask you to do anything he can't do or hasn't already done. Now, ladies of 2 section, it's your turn. Yesterday, 1 section went round this assault course with their corporal. These are their times. If you beat 1 section's performance, you will win my respect. You will win Captain Gulliver's admiration and show him you're not the waste of space he thinks. You will also win a crate of beer to be shared between you. Hey! If you fail, 1 section get the beer, and you 2 section spend the rest of the day in the mess kitchen, polishing and skivvying and doing whatever needs doing for the regimental dinner. Do you understand?
Yes, Corporal.
All right. The first man up is... Where the hell's White Baum?
Sir, it is with great regret, but from a sense of duty no less profound of that of any prospective army officer, that I must ask leave to be dismissed.
Oh, dear.
I intend to stand as the Conservative candidate in the up-and-coming by-election.
Really?
I have an interview in the next few days.
Applications for leave to be dismissed. All from the last 18 months. All from privates who suddenly discovered a desperate need to serve their country as a politician rather than as a soldier.
Really, sir? I had no idea, sir.
Because they knew that standing for political office would exempt them from what remained of their national service.
I can assure you that that is not my reason for standing.
Where is this by-election?
Oldham East.
Oldham East. North which, Nottingham West, Oldham has... Oldham East. Labour majority of 12,635.
No one said politics was easy, sir.
This is behaviour hardly worthy of a grammar school boy.
Sir.
I may be powerless to stop you crawling through this legal loophole, White Baum, but don't insult my intelligence with this pretense. Dismissed. Get out of my sight.
That was pathetic, McIlvenney. I hope the rest of you can do better, because as it stands, you're way behind one section. Next, Private Lomax.
Watch it, Lomax.
No funny business, yeah?
One day, this frightful business will be
Get
over.
on with it!
And people will laugh and dream as if nothing ever happened. But until then, we are, after all, British soldiers.
Ah. I give up.
Ready? Go!
Oh, do you believe it? He's practically a bloody commando.
All right. Thank you, Alec Guinness. I want to see more like that. Were you watching, Ratton? Just imagine you're shinning up a drain pipe after Captain Gulliver's heirlooms.
Yes, Corporal.
However, Private Lomax did not touch the top bar of the balance beam before his descent. This means a forfeit to the section's overall time of 10 seconds.
That's not fair. You didn't do that, Corporal.
Thank you, Ratton. The time penalty is now doubled. 20 seconds.
What? Oh,
Anybody else have any observations?
no, Corporal.
Private Hoy, you're up next.
You know, much as I enjoy the idea of a beer or two at the end of this pantomime, I can't help thinking being stuck is a waste of my younger years.
Well, there is a way out for you. You could go into politics.
So, at ease. Now, Lance Corporal Hobbs.
Captain Gulliver, I would just like to apologise for the unfortunate and completely unintentional way that I punched you, sir.
Your absence has given me some time to think.
Run away, sir. It was a foolish act in the heat of the moment.
And I think it would be best...
I just hope that...
if we started with the lobster bisque. And possibly, although I'm open to your view, follow with the wood pigeon.
Regimental dinner, sir?
Yes. I need to sign off the final menu before lunch if we're to get up to speed.
Yes, sir. Sir, it wasn't the regimental police that brought me in. I had to come back.
Yes. Because this is where you're at your best. And here you're part of something great. And the army is a part of you.
Sir, I suggest the quail, not the wood pigeon.
To think that you lied to me. I'm hurt way down deep inside of me. said your love was true, and we'd never.
Whitebound is going to stand in the by-election and get exemption.
Can he do that?
He can and he will. Unless somebody else gets selected as Tory candidate.
Me? You really think some Jewish boy with radicals in his family tree would really be welcome?
Why not? They opened the door to Disraeli, didn't they?
Except I know nothing about politics.
I'll teach you all you need to know. How hard can it be? This is Whitebound you need to beat, not Churchill. If you do beat him, you'll get exemption from the rest of your national service.
Get in line, Whitebound. Private Rothman, you're next.
You heard him, Rothman. Or is this all too tough for a limp-wristed highbrow like you?
OK, count me in.
Good, because your membership card arrived this morning.
Rothman, move your backside.
And I've already put your name down on the selection panel.
That's enough chit-chat, ladies.
Mrs. Butcher?
Yes?
Dr. Billings will see you now.
Not bad for a pinko, Keenan. I'm sure you'll be setting the pace when they sound the retreat.
Private Keenan! Grab your stuff.
Whitebound, you're next. You do well, you'll be neck and neck with one section's time.
Lance Corporal Hobbs returned to the camp voluntarily last night.
Come back to rub salt in the wound, I suppose.
Keenan, I'm warning you. Any more displays like the last time, there'll be serious consequences. Do you understand?
Yes, Sergeant.
The CEO wants to bring you two together. He wants you to bury the hatchet. So he won't be using this. Come on, get in. Let's get you cleaned up.
Hurry up, Whitebound, you lazy soft.
What I need to hear before this whole ugly business can be forgotten is that both of you accept that some hot-headed folly, some petty crime of passion over a girl, is of little importance compared to the greater goals and needs of the British Army. Is that not so, Lance Corporal?
It is, sir. I'm sorry, Private Keenan, for what I did. For giving you cause for grievance, for acting dishonourably.
Private Keenan?
I accept your apology.
Good. Jolly good. Now let's see you two soldiers shake hands. Thank you. Dismiss, Sergeant. Right.
Dip, 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 dip.
Everyone's relying on you to beat one section and win the beer. You're gonna let them all down, aren't you? Because you're a useless thieving lump, aren't you, Rat? You'll never amount to anything, will you? 15 seconds left. Go on, Ratton! Come on, Ratton! 9, 8. That's it, Ratton, come on. Because all you are is a little gangster, just like your thieving dad.
Ratton, you okay? Eddie! Where does it hurt? Eddie, you okay? Where does it hurt? Are you okay?
Too slow, Ratton. Somebody get him to the infirmary. Get the nurse to kiss it better.
I'll take him, Corporal.
No beer today, thanks to Private Ratton.
It was awful, Michael. Dr. Billings just going on and on about effective doses and how in America, where they invented the pill, the dose was 5 milligrams of whatever it is, and how after the Yanks had cut the dose to 2.5 milligrams, the British doctors cut it in half again to save money.
Audrey, what did he say?
Well, finally, he just came right out and said it. Mrs. Butcher, the truth of the matter is, the contraceptive pill you were prescribed is inadequate.
Inadequate?
How could you do that to me, Jimmy? Do you know how long I waited on that station platform?
I never said anything about America, that was you.
I should have known you wouldn't have the nerve to do anything
I
exciting.
tried to tell you it was all too much.
Not if you had a chance to talk yourself out of
I
it.
tried, but you wouldn't listen.
Do you really want to stay in this place until they pension you off?
What I forgot is the army is a part of me.
It's time to enjoy ourselves while we're still young. Time to live.
This is where I'm at my best.
It's great. I'm very happy for you.
I thought tea at the Ritz would be nice, but I'm told things have gone a bit downhill there recently.
Well, how about the Savoy? I've heard if you know people who know people, you can still get a table.
Of course, there's still a very slim chance, and I don't want to get your hopes up, that I could get us 2 tickets to the Assembly Room dance next week.
Ah,
You've got a date already?
no. A late shift I won't be able to get out of.
Is anybody interested in my broken leg?
It's not broken. If it was broken, I would not be able to do this.
Ah!
It's slight damage to the medial collateral ligament, just here.
Ow! Steady, girl.
So we might have to make do with chips and cola in the nappy.
And the quadriceps tendon here. What? Only if the Savoy's full.
Can I report Berriman for this? Does anybody know?
If you could, I think you'd find yourself in a long queue.
Meaning what?
That's not for me to say.
Come on, spill the beans.
I'm just suggesting that Corporal Barrowman over the years has had trouble knowing where to draw the line.
Are you ready, Sergeant?
So, I think there's something we should talk about. About Private Keenan. I think we should keep an eye on him, sir.
Sergeant, that's all been taken care of.
Well, it's not as simple as that, sir.
My word, this is exceptional news.
Whatever happened between Private Keenan and Lance Corporal Hobbs, sir, is it's not gonna go away.
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. 2 section, halt! 2 section, this is your punishment. This is Lance Corporal Hobbs. Some of you have had dealings with him already. I'm putting you in his experienced hands for the rest of the day. Anything Lance Corporal Hobbs tells you to do, you do it. Double time, do you understand?
Yes, Corporal.
Over to you, Jimmy. And don't let this one anywhere near the silverware.
Thanks for helping out, lads. At Bleakley Marsh, we've got a reputation for putting on the best regimental dinners, and I mean the very best. The whole camp and its commanding officer are judging its success or failure. Understand? No. Right, well, there's not a lot of time, and there's lots to do. So roll your sleeves up, get started. And the vegetables.
Barrowman could have killed me out there. Well, he's had it in for me from the day I got here.
He's just doing what coppers do, isn't it? The man cheated us out of a well-deserved win.
Surely the question is whether we put up with it or not.
You're saying we have a choice?
No. But there must be ways in which we can make his life more difficult.
I'm all for that. I'd love to see him crawl on his knees.
Oh, bloody hell.
He sounds amusing and just the right side of charming. At least he'd heard of the Savoy.
It's just, as a rule, I don't get involved with any of the privates.
But you said yes to this one, so you must think he's different.
Yeah, I suppose I must. Well, we'll see. Are you here about the servicemen's fundraiser? Because we haven't really
Actually, no. It's a personal matter. Personal and medical.
Oh, yes, sorry, of course.
There is a chance that perhaps I might be pregnant.
Well, that's marvellous. Isn't it?
If you could do a test, might we keep the result confidential?
Of course. Has there been any irregularity in your period?
Yes. But I've been taking the contraceptive pill. I thought it was because of that.
Well, we'll soon find out. You mean now?
If that's convenient.
Of course. Sit down.
That sounds totally split. Brilliant.
Private White Pound, this is not your personal office.
No, Sergeant, but Captain Gulliver sent a message there was a call for me. Hello. Sorry, operational duties, you know how it is. As I was saying, I'm very much looking forward to meeting the other members of the committee, the selection panel interview. What new development would that be?
Put it out, good lad.
Sorry.
Hope seems all right. Don't you think? I mean, for an NCO, obviously you know him better than I'll just shut up now, shall I?
It's not going to work, you know.
Do you have any idea what prospective Conservative candidate Whitebound is talking about?
No clue at all, prospective Conservative candidate Rothney.
Do you actually think Rothney has a chance of being selected while I'm on the list?
Yeah, I think my gran could give you a run for your money.
Well, go ahead. Keep laughing, because you will still be in this pit of hell while I'm in the real world, doing exactly what I want, whenever I want.
Maybe he should start practicing his campaign speech. Well, perhaps that was it. That's very good. Captures the true Tory ideal. Do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
So we've done?
Yeah.
Private Lomax.
I've been looking for you. I heard how well you performed on the assault course this morning.
Just like a soldier.
About 100 to 1. The odds of getting out here alive.
A soldier who didn't want to let down his section. So the words might be John Wayne or Jimmy Stewart. But the actions weren't those of a man trying to work his discharge. I think that's progress.
Now get back to your kitchen duties.
Did you know we have almost 700,000 men stationed on the Rhine?
I have to say I didn't.
And who is commander of the British Army on the Rhine? That powerful defence against the aggression of the Warsaw Pact?
I haven't just walked in on one of your lectures, have I?
Field Marshal Archibald James Halkett Cassell. Normandy, Palestine, Malay, Korea. He was there at them all.
Colin, could you perhaps tell me
And now he's in command of our forces at the border between East and West. That's where the real action
What is all this? Why are you even home at lunchtime?
I got a letter. Major Cunnicliffe is putting me forward for an important post in Germany.
Once in a while you gon' call, but it's all in the
Lads, let me tell you something you probably already know. Corporal Barrowman, like most NCOs, always a pain in the backside. I bet you offered you a crate of beer finishing the assault course and then whipped it away again, am I right?
Yeah. Bang on, Lance Corporal.
You see, this is my parade ground. This is where I do my shouting. It's all about getting plates from here onto the table in the officers' mess. I don't really care if your belt buckle's not gleaming or if your hat's on straight. So let's do a deal, shall we? If you lot pull your finger out and help me make this regimental dinner a success, you will get a crate of beer. From me. Scout's honour.
Good man.
Where exactly would we be?
It's Bullenhausen. Here, just south of Hamburg. I'll find out more from Major Cunnicliffe tonight at the dinner.
Colin, I have grown accustomed to packing up our home and starting again. Bullenhausen?
Audrey, when was the last time you thought of this place as a home? Honestly. I know you've hated it since the day we arrived.
Well, you said yourself it's not a stop on anybody's career path. It's certainly not an easy place to think of as home.
Is that why you didn't want to start a family?
I've never said that.
I found the contraceptive pills.
Colin...
And I understand, I do. And you're right.
You think so?
It wasn't the right time, and this place, Bleakley Marshes, is killing our marriage. But now, with this new start, we can leave here, be a family.
And is that really what you think we need? A child?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I went along with what you said about me stealing your girlfriend, because I know that you won't want the whole world to know what really happened. Now, we don't have to be friends, but I thought I at least owed you that.
Hobbs. What you owe me will never be repaid.
Things I thought were true. 3. Violence never solved anything. I punched a man today, Alice. I punched a man and I felt a lot better for it. A lot better. But I'll never be able to forgive him for what he did to you.
Try and just... Cheers, good. Thank you.
You look incredible, as ever.
We have to talk, Michael.
You haven't had the test results already, have you?
No, but there have been developments.
The quail? I trust they've all been checked for shot?
Yes, sir.
Because we know from unfortunate experience how fragile Major Cunningham's dentures can be.
There is plenty of saffron in the lobster soup, sir, just where he likes it.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, God. I think he's here.
Very good.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Ah, Mrs. Gulliver, the elegant epitome of the officer's wife.
Major Cunningham, always a pleasure to have you among us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your visits are far too infrequent, Major.
It is the great tragedy and burden of my life that the army does not run itself.
Well, I'm happy to think perhaps I shall relieve a little of that burden.
Now, time enough for that over the brandy and cigars. The bill ending national service is an act of political vandalism, nothing less.
Yeah. Whitehall will live to regret it, of that I'm sure, Major. While the border between East and West remains an active theatre of war.
Ah, but is it? The cast of characters is colourful, I agree. Mr. Castro with his cigars. This American fellow, Kennedy. Khrushchev, the mad Russian, with his two heads, one calling for a peaceful coexistence, the other threatening nuclear annihilation. But active?
But our forces need to be ever vigilant against those threats, do they not?
Actually, no. Unlike Stalin, Mr. Khrushchev truly believes if he does nothing, if he just waits, capitalism will collapse under its own weight.
But don't we have a vital military role to play, Major?
I suspect that despite the sloganeering and posturing, the task is actually to oversee a stalemate. And we need men of your caliber to see the job through, Gulliver. I've made that clear to those who need to know it.
Never let it be said that I do not come good. On a promise.
Lance Corporal Hobbs, what do you think you're doing?
Giving the lads a reward, Corporal.
Like hell you are. These slackers were given duties after their failure. A reward is not required.
Corporal, we all agreed it.
Shut!
Major Cunningham wanted to thank you in person, Hobbs.
For the fine job you did, once again. A triumph from soup to nuts.
It was a team effort, sir. I couldn't have done it without the lads of two sections, sir.
Quite right. Ah! Beer for the lads, and well deserved.
Well, give it to them, man. Give it to them.
Thank you, Corporal.
The idea of spending the next 20 years in Germany
Audrey.
with only the foolish wives of other officers for company.
Nothing's going to happen overnight. Nothing in the army happens overnight. We have some time to think.
A few days ago, we had all the time in the world. We just didn't know it.
Spending afternoons in a cheap hotel. Is that all you want?
No. You know it isn't. But now we're being forced into decisions by things we can't control.
Audrey, we need to wait till the result of the test. We can think about our options.
He knows. Not about us, about the contraceptive pill. What if I am pregnant? It'll almost certainly be yours. What do we do, Michael? What do we do? Major.
Do, please, excuse me.
table's booked for 8 o'clock. I hope that's all right.
I hope the dress code is relaxed.
I know the management. It'll be fine. I'll let the waiters go early.
Oh, why, thank you. It's a very good year for pale ale.
Compliments of Major Cunningham table.
Always a pleasure, Major, to offer our meagre hospitality.
Quite.
And if you'll forgive my keenness, might I expect to hear from Command soon?
From Command?
Yes, about the posting. We need to make preparations.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. There are, let's say, many considerations involved in decisions like these.
Yes, I do apologize, Major, just at the tone of your letter.
Your suitability for the post will be discussed.
But am I right in thinking that you yourself feel I am the man for the job?
My driver's waiting. I really must go.
This is probably the part where I ask you for your life story.
What are you doing here, Tom?
Here. Now? You mean apart from having the most fun since I've arrived?
You know what I mean. You could have deferred, gone to university.
If I think about the other lads, all I can see is when their call-up papers arrived that their lives were interrupted. But my life was already interrupted. I was just sitting there with no plans. So the army, why not?
Are you going to tell me about her? About your sister?
If you're a twin, you don't know much about being lonely. From the day you're born, there's the two of you, and then there's the rest of the world. And until now, there hasn't been anyone I could talk to about her.
Why not?
Because if the truth came out about how she died, then it would destroy my dad. Destroy his memory of her.
And what is the truth?
She met a man. On a bright summer day by the sea, she met a man and fell for his charms. It's the oldest story in the world, but it's no less painful for that. By the time she found out she was pregnant, he was nowhere to be seen. And she knew in the kind of street where we live that 19-year-old girls don't have babies. And then a friend at the office gave her an address. I tried to stop her. I should have tried harder. At first it all seemed to go okay, but then she got ill. And she got very sick. And then a week later, she died. The father of the child was Lance Corporal Hobbs.
Please, 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 please. Please, please, please. Honey, please, don't.
War officer.
We better put them through.
To section! You will not leave this hut! Any man who does so will be shot!
That appears to be an order, Sergeant.
It's time to save the world. Personally, I'm not so sure it's worth saving.
Hello, I'm Leonard Rothman, your local Conservative candidate. We're Labour.
Dream homes and a real wow factor as we head to Wales for Escape to the Country next. Then true or false quiz time. Perfection is at 3:45, and at 4:30 taking a classic car for a spin and a shopping spree. The Antiques Road Trip is in the Peak District.